The Upper East region, where the ban on the use of motorbikes in the Bawku municipality has been lifted. The ban was placed after a series of attacks in the area during which suspects fled on motorbikes. But what plans have been put in place to ensure that security in the area after the ban has been lifted is ensured? Now, Secuirty Bukari is the Municipal Chief Executive for Bawku. He's joining me over the telephone. Thank you very much for joining me here, Mr. Secuirty.
Thank you, and thank you to your listeners.
Now, what went into the decision to lift this ban?
Yeah, I think first of all, I need to make a correction. The ban has not been lifted. It has been reviewed.
What does that mean?
That is to say that for the past 5 years, men were not supposed to ride motorbikes.
Okay.
But it has been reviewed that they can now ride from 6 in the morning to 6 in the afternoon. But they are not allowed to pick passengers on the motorbike. So
it has been reviewed that the men can now use the motorbikes from 6 in the morning to 6 in the evening. Is that it?
Exactly.
Great. What went into this decision to review the ban?
You know, the ban was imposed because of certain factors at that particular instance, where there was a lot of there was tension and a lot of disturbances within the Bawku municipality, the then Bawku municipality, where Pusuga and Binduri were still part of that. People were using motorbikes to cause mayhem. Two people would sit on motorbike and go and fire at other people and run away. And at that particular instance, government thought it wise, in order to calm the nerve and also control the security situation, place the ban on the motorbike. But for now, from the security advices that we have picked and the security intelligence, we realize that Bawku is now peaceful, and there's a need for us to test the water to see whether we would continue in the peace that we are enjoying now. And that is what went into reviewing the ban.
Even when the ban was in place, there were still a few issues with security in Bawku. Now, what are the plans you're putting in place to ensure that persons do not take advantage of this, undue advantage of the fact that you have reviewed the ban?
Yeah, get like I said, you know, we as MUSEC, we sat severally and considered certain issues that would happen, the repercussion of lifting, reviewing the motor ban, and some of the possibilities that we would foresee. So the security intelligence are on the ground, the police are on the ground, the military are on the ground, and we have given strict warning with regard to how the motor ban should be used, the motors should be used. If you go against that, then the law will take its course. And we have also made it clear to all stakeholders that if we go by what the review indicates, then there's a possibility of the motor ban being taken completely. But if we don't go and we realize people are going back to what they were doing with the motorbike, then we'll have to advise national security and we'll get back to the ban. But we hope that the people of Bawku, looking at what happened yesterday and the expression that the people of Bawku are saying, everybody would be a watchdog to the other and make sure they they report to the security whoever wants to use the motorbike to cause mayhem, and people will go back to where they were.
I see. We'll leave it here for now. Thank you very much for your time. I've been speaking with Municipal Chief Executive for Bawku, Secuirty Bukari. But I'm also joined over the telephone on the same issue by National Coordinator of the West Africa Network for Peace Building, Isaac Bayo. Isaac, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Great. Now, this ban has been in place for many, many years. Did it help in any way to ensure peace in Bawku?
Thank you, and good morning to your listeners. I think that, of course, the ban is one of the ways, but not the ultimate way. And so I think that for now, it is important to relook at the situation and see what are the other options that we can do. Because for us, we think that ensuring peace should not be conditioned on certain factors. Peace should be unconditional. And so if you hear that Bawku is relatively peaceful and there is still a ban on men riding motorbikes, then we think that there are more things for us to do and to test the waters and see whether the place is really peaceful or not. Perhaps by taking off this ban and see what will happen.
Now, what has been done is not the entire lifting of the ban, but it has been reviewed to allow the men use the motorbikes within a specific time, 12-hour time period from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Now, for you at WANEP, how do you see this playing out over the next few days, perhaps?
I think it is a right move. You will notice that there are certain people in Bawku who have not even seen a gun before. Some men in Bawku who have not seen a gun before. But this ban has also affected them, and therefore they are unable to move around. And so when such people are, oppressed for a very long time, then the possibility of them also now engaging in other acts that are not lawful is high. And so I think that this review that will allow men to ride motorbike within certain periods of time is a good gesture. We just have to observe the situation and monitor it for a while and see how things play out.
But even when the ban was in full, it was being employed fully, there were still issues or pockets of crime which could have been or could not have been related to the main Bawku issue or the main Bawku dispute. How do you see this review playing out on the security situation in Bawku? Are we seeing it having an impact on the security situation in Bawku?
That is precisely the point that I was trying to make earlier, that such bans will not necessarily translate into absolute peace, because obviously criminals will find alternative ways of committing their crimes. We have had instances where this ban has been on, and we've recorded some few instances.
In that sense, what would you be expecting the security personnel or the security council to do while this ban has been reviewed?
Of course, they will have to now intensify their vigilance and monitoring, but also concentrating on the soft approaches. When I say soft approaches, I'm talking about issues that have not direct link with security presence, but having to appeal to the sensibilities of the people in Bawku, and also appealing to the youth there, and having programs that will look at mediation and dialogue that will bring all stakeholders together to ensure that they discuss and agree and have their grievances addressed in a peaceful manner without violence.
Well, thank you very much for your time. I've been speaking with National Coordinator for the West African Network for Peace Building, Isaac Bayo.